Hello and welcome to today's NinjaTrader ecosystem event, top timing techniques for consistent entries and exits. My name is Chris and I'm a platform representative at NinjaTrader. Before we start the webinar, I have a few housekeeping notes. This webinar is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader software. Brokerage-related questions should be directed to NinjaTrader brokerage using the phone number or email on the screen. Lastly, if you are new to NinjaTrader, please make sure you sign up for your free NinjaTrader demo with free market time, real-time data. Our platform is always free for advanced charting, market analytics, strategy backtesting, and trade simulation. You can get your free demo account by following the link on the screen. Before I turn the mic over to Steve, it is important to understand that futures, foreign currency, and options trading contains substantial risk is not suitable for every investor. It is possible to lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Also, please remember that these training sessions are not a solicitation nor a recommendation, but simply educational in nature. And thanks again for joining us today. And without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome to the NinjaTrader webinar room, Steve.
All right, so welcome everyone. This is Steve Wheeler. Welcome everyone. I want to give a big thank you to NinjaTrader for providing this, giving us opportunity to do this webinar here today. What we're going to do today is show you some of my favorite trade setups for any market, really. We're going to focus mainly on the E-mini and the NASDAQ, but you can use these setups to trade any market. I'm also going to show you some ways that you can use a NinjaTrader platform in ways that you may not be taking advantage of right now to enter and systematically manage your trades. Let me just mention too that we will be providing 8 valuable trader gifts to everyone in attendance today. Some very important things like our trading checklist that shows you what to do pre-trade, during trade, and post-trade. I'm a pilot, so I'm a very big fan of checklists. I wouldn't fly with a pilot that does not use a checklist. In any case, like I said, if you can send an email to support@NaviTrader.com, we'll go ahead and make sure you're going to get these 8 trader gifts, and we'll also invite you to our live session tomorrow morning. All right, so just send an email to support@NaviTrader.com. As I mentioned before, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you some of my favorite trade setups, and the charts that we're going to be looking at will be mainly the E-mini and NASDAQ charts. However, we can use these charts in any market. Here at NaviTrader, we've been here since 2002, and we've got customers in not all 7 continents, but we have customers in 6 continents. Nobody in Antarctica at this point. All right, so the other thing we're going to do is show you some ways that you can use the NinjaTrader platform in ways that you can take advantage of a systematic way of entering and managing your trades. All right, so first thing we're going to do here is setup number 1. Okay, setup number 1 is a micro pullback type entry. Now, the chart you're looking at on the bottom of your screen is our NaviRenko chart, and the top chart is actually the same price series. So in order to trade successfully, we need to kind of drill down into what the market's actually doing. So you can see that the top chart gives you some strategic entry points or short positions in this data series. Okay, so bottom chart and the top chart, again, is both the same exact price series. But you can see one question people ask me too is if I'm not into the trade, when we actually get the signal, which in the bottom chart would be the red signal, where can I enter the trade during that trend? So you can see the top chart that you're looking at is actually a 2-minute chart. And the bottom chart is a 17 Renko chart. Now these Renko charts are Navi Renko charts. They are not standard type Renko chart. So again, top chart's giving you strategic entry points on these micro pullbacks. You can see we actually automate the signals on the screen. So first setup here is setup number one, these micro pullbacks. Again, so you're looking at the bottom chart, giving you the actual main trend, and the top chart giving you strategic entry points within that trend. So that's a micro pullback type entry. And you can use that again on any market. So again, the chart you're looking at here is Navi Renko chart and giving you the actual major trend. All right, so this is a kind of a blown up version of what I've shown you so far. You can see again, this is a 2-minute chart. Now on the bottom of the screen, we've got our oscillator, which is the Navi high-low indicator. You can see when that gets to the top end of the range. We also get the sell signals. So that's your micro pullback type entry on a 2-minute chart. All right, so one of the things that is supported by the NinjaTrader platform, you may not be using this right now, but is a 20-second chart. 20-second chart. So this is the E-mini chart. Again, on the 20-second chart, and you can see here where the green arrows are the buy signals, red arrows are the sell signals. And it gives you a good example of what these markets do over and over again. They go through these oscillations. And one problem a lot of traders have is they'll get into a trade only to be stopped out fairly soon, only to see the trade in a lot of cases do exactly what they thought it was going to do. So if you can take advantage of these oscillations, you can better time your entries. For those people attending to the live session tomorrow morning, we'll show you that also in real time. All right, so again, here's a 20-second chart. Again, you may not be using these. They are supported by the NinjaTrader platform. Actually, any second chart, this happens to be a 20-second chart. You can use whatever number of seconds you want to use, but this is using a 20-second chart. All right, so next thing I want to cover is consolidation breakouts. I would consider this one of the very best trade setups. And you can see that what we've done with our charts is we've actually put a gold frame on the bars. The ones with the gold frame, I've got the kind of the purple circles around them. All right, so the gold frame bars are called consolidation bars. So when we break above those consolidation bars, in most cases, we're going to get a move up. If we break below that consolidation bar, we'll get a move down. To me, the stock index futures are sort of like herd mentality, at least in my opinion. Whichever way the herd is moving, that's the direction that you want to go in. So you can see when we get these consolidation bars, essentially what you're getting is indecision in the market. So indecision typically is followed by a big move. Essentially what happens when we break above consolidation, it forces everyone into a long position. If people were short, it's going to take them out of their short positions, which creates a buying surge because people are getting out of those short positions. And then you've got people entering long positions. Okay, same thing on the upside. You can see we move up, get a consolidation bar, and then we move back down. All right, so again, as we go through this today too, I'm going to show you some ways that you can actually automate your entries. You can see on this chart, we've got the green lines underneath the green price bars and the red line above the red price bars. Those are the Navi PM signal lines. You can actually enter trades by attaching orders to those signal lines. I'll show you how to do that in just a few minutes. So again, the setup number 2 here is the consolidation breakout. Okay, so our consolidation bars, again, will have a gold frame around the bar. So break above or below that gold frame bar is typically the way the market's going to go. All right, so setup number 3. This is a chart where we have on the left side, I've got the volume chart, and on the right side we have the Renko charts. Actually, I take that, let me reverse that. The right side is the volume chart, left side is the Renko chart. So essentially what we're looking for is the same signal on both the charts. So the Renko chart on the left is giving us a buy signal, and on the right we're getting the volume chart. So we're getting both charts giving you the same signal at the same time. So setup number 3, 2 different charts. Again, volume charts are supported by the NinjaTrader platform. Essentially, in case anyone's not familiar with volume charts, for each price bars, that is the number of contracts traded. So let's say, for example, on the NASDAQ, we're using a 1500 volume chart. Each price bar represents the price movement while 1500 contracts trade. Okay, so that's the volume charts. Now, the Renko charts, for anyone who's not familiar with them, are actually a form of a range chart. Okay. All right, so setup number 4, 2 correlated markets. This is a very excellent setup as well. All right, 2 correlated markets. So the top chart, you can see we've got the NASDAQ, and the bottom chart, the E-mini. So here we're getting the same signal on both those charts at the same time. All right, so this screen here, what we're showing you is our automated trade management. All right, so essentially, we've got a buy signal here. And so we're into a long position. This is on the NASDAQ. And so NASDAQ's moving up. We've got a sell limit order, which would be your profit target. And the pink line is your automated trailing stop. So pink line is the automated trailing stop. So we moved up. The automated trailing stop got moved up automatically. We came up and hit that profit target. All right, so here again, I'm going to show you the how to automate your entries and exits. So here is a situation where we've attached a buy stop order. This would be on a line break type strategy. Okay, so line break, in other words, that red line, the buy stop is attached to the red line. So if we move up and hit that buy stop, it's going to put us into a long position. And with the NinjaTrader platform, of course, you can use your ATM strategies, which stands for Advanced Trade Management. Doesn't mean automated teller machine. All right, so automated trade management. So if we come up and hit that buy stop, so there's an example too, where we had the consolidation bar and broke above that consolidation bar, and that essentially triggered the movement on the upside. All right, so that would be a line break type strategy. Let me just kind of go over that one again. Again, the red line we've attached the buy stop to. Now with the NinjaTrader platform version 8, we have the ability to attach an order to an indicator. So what we're doing here is attaching the buy stop indicator to the NaviTrader indicator line, which is our NaviPM indicator. So again, if we move up, we'll hit that buy stop, we'll force us into a long position. Then we select an ATM strategy before entering, attaching that buy stop order. If that order is filled, it's going to automatically put in a stop and a profit target. So you can see it did that, put in a stop, and the stop's getting moved up automatically. Again, you can see we've got consolidation going on here right now, but we broke up out of that consolidation. All right, so here's an example of a short position. Now, some of these charts, you can see go back a few years, and some of the charts I'm going to show you are right up to date. So these, all these things I'm showing you have been working for many years. Here at NaviTrader, we've been here since 2002. We've got many, many customers around the world using these tools. And I have to say that I had one of my best compliments the other day. We had a member who had been a member for 5 years and renewed his membership and told me that he'd been trading for 50 years. So we've got people that are using our charts. They've been trading over 50 years. We've got a lot of people that are new to trading as well. All right, so here we're moving down slightly. And you can see the pink line is attached to the red line. So it's being adjusted downward right now. The profit target is 53.63. All right, so 53.63 is our profit target. And you can see the trailing stops being adjusted downward automatically. If you come to our live session tomorrow morning, I'll show you how to attach these orders to an indicator. It's very easy to do. Nice thing about the trailing stops too is you can, for example, if you want to go to lunch and leave a trade running and see if you can get a good runner, you can do that without having to sit there for hours on end as the trade progresses. All right, so basically you can see right now we're consolidating. And if we keep going lower, we'll come down and hit the target. If we go back up, we would hit the trailing stop. Okay, so there it broke down out of the consolidation and adjusted the stop downward automatically. All right, here's a chart on the NASDAQ futures. Now this is one from just a few days ago where we had a buy signal. And you can see the trailing stop is attached to that green line. Trailing stops attached to the green line. Here we consolidated, broke above the consolidation, but came back down and hit the trailing stop. All right, so that's the NASDAQ. Now here's a chart on the E-mini. And here's a chart where we were moving up, made a pullback, and then got a long signal. Again, this pink line is your trailing stop. Green arrow is your buy signal. Okay, this is the chart from just a few days ago. And so chart consolidating again. All right, so again, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and send an email to support@NaviTrader.com. We'll make sure you get invited to our live session tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Tomorrow morning, I think probably most everyone's aware, we do have the jobs report. So that's usually a good time to be out of the market. Market usually goes pretty crazy when that jobs report comes out. Now here's a trade where we're short. And again, the trailing stop is attached to that red line. The red line is our Navi PM indicator line. So this one, I think that's the end of this video, but essentially, I think everyone's seeing how these automated trailing stops work. Now, here's a case where we put in OCO order. Now, OCO stands for one cancels the other. And so the OCO order put us into a long position. And you can see the green line is our profit target. All right, so the OCO order is a way that you can enter trades on these consolidation breakouts. You can see we had the consolidation bar, broke above it, and made a move higher. Okay, so here's a chart where we've got a short position going, and the blue lines on the chart are the velocity channels. Now, this is a case where we can attach a profit target to this lower blue line. You can see it typically, the market will come down to that blue line. So we've attached a buy market if touched order in this case. So we came down, touched that blue line, and got out of the trade and took profits on that blue line. So just want to introduce a number of things you can do with the NinjaTrader platform you may not be taking advantage of right now. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the tools that we have here at NaviTrader. I have actually built buildings from the ground up, and when I do that, I want to be using the very best tools I could possibly find. So the same thing is true with trading. Don't make your life any more difficult than it has to be. A good idea to get the right tools. So I just want to give you a brief introduction to the tools we have. The green bars are called Navi bars. Navi bars are an indicator. So here at NaviTrader, we have about 8 different indicators. So no matter what style of trading that you're doing, I think you'll find that these indicators will accommodate whatever trading style that you want to pursue. All right, so green bars are the green power bars. The gold frame bars are the consolidation bars. Those are the ones I was talking about, where if you break up or down out of a consolidation, it's a very good trade. In fact, you could trade purely off that those consolidation breaks. So the Navi bars are an indicator. Okay, so next indicator I want to talk about is the automator. Automator is the magenta and green arrows. Magenta is for a short indicator. Green is for a long indicator. Okay, so here we had, this is about 1 day of trading on the market. Okay, so the Navi PM indicator is the line that's above the red bars or below the green bars, the green indicator below the green bars. Okay, so the Navi PM indicator is adjustable. It can be used on any market, and you'll be able to see visually how it should be adjusted to keep you in the trade for the bigger move. So that's one of the things that's unique here at NaviTrader is our trailing stops. Okay, so trailing stops. Everyone talks about let your winners run, but how many people really do that? You know, you hear a lot of people talk about doing scalp trading, which is certainly one way to go. But personally, I think you have a lot better chance of being successful if you can get some big runners. Okay, so you're going to have some small losses. That's just a reality of trading. You have to offset those with the bigger gains. Okay, so I see a question in the room too. What is the criteria to consider a bar or consolidation bar? Actually, criteria is whenever you get these gold frame around it. So it's really, now in real time too, you'll see the market move and you'll see a bar that will be looking like a consolidation bar. And then it will later turn into, let's say, a red power bar. That means you've broken down out of the consolidation. All right, so broken down out of consolidation. So here I'm just trying to give you kind of a quick overview of the tools that we have here at NaviTrader. This is the Navi ATR trailing stop. It stands for average true range. Another trailing stop. So you can use either the ATR stop or you can use a Navibar stop. You'll be able to test both of them, see which one you like best. I've got people that use, some people use one, some people use the other. The majority of our customers use the Navi PM indicator. Okay, so Navi ATR stop here. All right, so here's an example using the ATR stop where we had a big move down and it kept us in the trade for the bigger move. All right, so also at NaviTrader, whenever we get one of these signals, you know, the signals, here's the magenta arrow would be considered a signal. It's going to show up in the alerts log. So here's an example with the E-mini and the Russell, where we had the same signal a short signal on both symbols, the E-mini and the Russell. Now look at the time and date stamp, 12/19. This is December 19th of 2022, just a few days ago. These both occurred at the exact same minute and second, 8:36 and 34 seconds. Okay, so that's about as correlated as it's going to get. All right, so another indicator we have is called the Big Mo indicator. It shows current momentum. In general, markets are going to move in the direction of current momentum. Now, you are going to get momentum and certain pullbacks, but these momentum indicators will give you a very good read on likely direction. All right, so here's an example of a NASDAQ chart where we had a magenta arrow followed by a green. You can see the arrows, magenta for short, green for long positions. All right, so we also have, this will be the last indicator I think we're going to talk about here today, a Navi relative ATR indicator. All right, so the Navi relative ATR indicator is going to show you points in the market where we have very tight consolidation. This is especially handy, well, it's handy on any market, but one amazing setup or one amazing situation in the market is when you get very tight consolidation on the higher time frames, like a 60-minute or 30-minute chart. When that happens, the indicator, you can see I've got it highlighted, will be down near the bottom end of the range. When that's the case, the market's getting ready to do a breakout. And one thing I've learned about breakouts is don't have an opinion on which way the market's going to go. It will typically make a big move after that, after that tight range. So here would be a situation where the relative ATR indicator is at the bottom end of the range, and it's the market getting ready to do a big breakout. All right, so we mentioned earlier, tomorrow morning we do have the jobs report. So if you're active in the futures market tomorrow morning, I would certainly recommend be flat well in advance of that jobs report tomorrow morning. All right, so that's the relative ATR indicator. Now here is our velocity channel. The velocity channel will give you kind of a statistical range of where the market's likely to trade. And you can also, on the NinjaTrader chart, it will show you the top end of that blue range and the bottom end of that blue range, as those thick blue lines. That will give you a very good read on likely profit targets. Okay, so here you can see that it went from the top blue line to the bottom blue line. That gives you a very good, pretty good indication on profit targets. Also, that velocity channel is interesting. If you put it on a 60-minute chart, it's amazing to me how the market will go from one top of the velocity channel to the bottom channel and back to the top. It just does that almost every day. All right, so one of our optional things that we offer here at NaviTrader is the Market Analyzer. All right, so Market Analyzer, the second column, which we've labeled probable direction, gives you a very good read on the likely direction of the market. How many people have been trading for an entire day only to find out you're on the wrong side of the market the whole day? That's usually not a good thing. So the probable direction is a good filter that you can use to indicate whether or not your long or your short trades are going to be more successful. This column, for example, if the second column is all red, then generally speaking, you want to be taking only short trades. If the second column is all green, you want to be taking primarily long trades. All right, so again, one thing I wanted to mention too, why are indicators important? To me, the reason that indicators are important is because they will take some of the subjectivity out of your trading. Take the subjectivity out of your trading. How many people do a lot of, or have done a lot of emotional type trades? Generally, they don't work too well. So you want to have something that takes the subjectivity out of your trading, not only for your entries, but your exits. Okay, so we know we want to take advantage of those big moves when we can, but you have to have a way to systematically manage those trades. Now, when we first started today, I talked about those micro pullbacks. So let's say that the market was moving up, like you see here on the left side of your screen, but you're not in on that initial move. You can look for those micro pullback type entries to go long. Same thing on the short side. All right, so again, the green bars are called power bars. The bars with gold frame are called consolidation bars. As I said before, you could trade purely off these consolidation bars. They work in any chart type as well, but I use them primarily on the Renko charts. All right, so the OCO orders we talked about earlier, one cancels the other. Essentially, a one cancels the other order means if you put a buy stop and a sell stop order, whichever order gets filled, it cancels the other side automatically, which is important. You don't want orders sitting out there that that you're not aware of. All right, so OCO orders, again, use them to take trades a move above or below consolidation. Again, here's the trade finder, again, an optional feature here at NaviTrader. The trade automator, again, the automator gives you the buy and sell signals. Trade finder shows you directional probability. Here we've got everything red, so you want to be focusing on the short side. All right, so some things I wanted to mention too. Reduce stress. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this, but one thing I recommend to everyone is don't be over leveraged in your trading. Okay, so one of the things that's come about over the past few years is the micro futures. For those people that are new to trading, or if you're trading a smaller account, be sure to trade the micro futures. You're going to find it a lot more relaxing trading because you're not taking on as much risk as you would with the E-mini or the NASDAQ. All right, so as I said before, please send us your email so we can be sure and send you those trader gifts and invite you to our live session tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. All right, so these are the 8 valuable trader gifts. Part of this is actually 40 hours of trading lessons. That's on our video website. All right, so we will have, as I said, live session tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. And that way I can show you everything I'm talking about here in actual live market conditions. Every day in the market with the stock index futures is unique. So there's really no 2 days alike. Okay, so I'm going to see if check for some messages or some in the questions in the question area, just a few minutes. All right, so this afternoon for everyone in attendance, we've got a great special, 50% off on our Ultimate Trader program. A little bit about our program too. Our feeling here at NaviTrader is we want you to be successful. Therefore, what we offer is what we feel is a complete program where you're not only getting indicators, we're going to show you how to use them under real-time market conditions. All right, so anyone can sell you indicators, but you need to know how to use them. Just like any tool, you need to know how to use that tool. All right, so a little bit of a recap of what we offer with our membership program. Okay, first of all, you'll get our 8 different indicators: the trade automator, the Navi bars, which are an indicator, Navi PM trailing stop, Navi ATR stop, the velocity channels, Big Mo indicator, which indicates momentum, high-low indicator, which is our proprietary oscillator, and the Navi relative ATR indicator, which will show you points in the market, and you can use it at any time frame where the market's likely to make a big breakout. All right, so we also offer unlimited support. Whereas when you're a NaviTrader member, we offer support in a number of different ways, either email, telephone support, this is our 800 number, and also being able to connect to your computer with your permission. So we have a number of different mechanisms for support. When people become a member, We will schedule on a first come, first served basis, one-on-one session to set up your entire workspace in NinjaTrader. You will have to have the NinjaTrader platform. By the way, we only support NinjaTrader. As far as platforms could go, I would consider it the very best trading platform out there for futures trading. We're also going to provide 40 hours of online training. That would be 2 months in our training room, which is 2 hours a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right, so this is kind of a recap of everything we do. 2 years of our trend indicators, 2 years of the automator, the one-on-one personal mentoring and setup session, or 40 hours of online training. Also, you can set up our indicators on up to 2 computers. And again, unlimited online support. All right, so 50% special here today makes it $22.77. All right, so that comes out to about the price of a cup of coffee per day. Or another way of looking at it would be about what you would pay for a commission on one E-mini trade. So we try to keep it very affordable. Like I said before, we have people who have been members for many years. And of course, new people all the time. And like I said, the other day, I have a member that I've been a member for 5 years and informed me that he's been trading for over 50 years. So see some questions in the room. I did mention that the membership that we're offering here today is a 2-year membership. See a question, do the indicators require level 2 data? No. Best thing to do with your data is contact your broker, tell them what you want to trade. For example, if you want to trade the E-mini and NASDAQ or the micro E-mini and the MNQ, they will advise you of what data feed that you need. See some questions on pricing. We did cover that, but if you'd like us to send out the pricing to you, just send an email. See some questions about, will this be recorded? Yes, it is being recorded. And I believe it's live streamed right now on YouTube. And again, welcome everyone in the room and also the YouTube live streaming people. So yeah, we will record this. I see a question about when using setup number 1 to use manual entry. Yes, we do. See a question on what do we consider potential breakouts? Yeah, it's just price action alone. See a question on how long could it take to execute a trade? Some trades happen very fast and others can go on for usually not more than generally an hour would be the most. Not in all cases, but usually that would be on the long side. All right, so again, I see a lot of questions on pricing. Let me just tell you too that we have many people using these tools, and people use them in many different ways. All right, so there is a link in the room for our live market room tomorrow morning. You can click on that to register. I see a question, is there auto strategy or manual? What we're offering at this point is a manual trading strategy. All right, so be sure and send an email to support@NaviTrader.com, and we'll be sure and invite you to our session tomorrow. Now, let me just mention too that for the first 40 new signups, we do have some valuable bonuses. So if you're one of the first 40 new signups, you will get 2 years of the Trade Finder Market Analyzer as well. That is an optional feature of what we offer here, but for the first 40 people, we're going to give you 2 years of the Trade Finder. Trade Finder offers a lot of advantages, and it will give you a very good read on likely market direction overall. Also, for the first 40 people to sign up, you will get an extra 2 months in a room. So instead of 2 months in the room, you're going to get 4 months in the room. The room is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. All right, so that's the special. And again, live session tomorrow morning. Please join us for that. And I want to give a big thank you to Chris and all the people at NinjaTrader for providing this opportunity to speak to your group. All right, so with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Chris. Everyone have a great day. And again, thanks for attending today. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Thanks again, NaviTrader, for taking the time to share with us today. If you enjoyed today's session, we hope you'll join us for future webinars. We would like to remind you that the information provided in this was that of NaviTrader and not of NinjaTrader. All information was for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Happy trading from all of us at NinjaTrader Ecosystem.